YouTube land. I hope you're doing better than I am. I started my targeted radiation treatment on the tumor in my lung yesterday. I didn't feel any effects from it yesterday, but today I'm nauseous. So she may have to edit out a few things, like about 5 minutes from now, if that. She is going to show you how. Did you cut it?
No, I heard it. No.
Okay, we'll edit that part out. She is going to show you how that we make baked potatoes, because I don't like to bake them in the microwave. I'm sorry, it just is not me. But she splits the potato in the middle so that the potato will bake itself apart, so it's easier to put your fillings in. And we're going to soak an onion diced with a bell pepper diced in salt water, a little vinegar, and maybe a ham packet. We haven't decided on that yet. I just try to create as I go. But anyway, we're going to put salt water in this, and I'm going to put salt in this, and we're going to throw in these Brussels sprouts and a diced bell pepper, and we're going to cook the Brussels sprouts, bake or fry them in butter, along with the bell peppers being in them to give them more flavor.
Right. Pop them in the oven.
While I puke.
Done at 350.
Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to put a third of a cup of salt in each one. I had to cut for the size. People, please forgive me. I'm not usually this klutzy, but I'm having a bad time today. But we're going to put this in each of the bowls. And she's going to put water in on top of that.
A little less than a third.
Yeah, I'm not putting a whole third in that one because there ain't as much. We put about a quarter of a cup of salt in that one. This one, we're going to put the whole 1/3 cup. And then we're going to stir it. And get it all incorporated into it. And I need the vinegar, if you can get that for me, my dear. I don't think I better be doing a whole lot of movement. I believe that the targeted radiation is going to kill this out, but it's going to be hard getting there. Okay, I'm going to put this teaspoon, it's not an actual teaspoon, in with the salt. Oh well, it's got a little more than a teaspoon.
That's very nice.
And we don't need it in that. I'm just going to have that in salt water. Or you could put maybe a dash in it. I loved Rex's like that, but they put too much vinegar in it. There, that's perfect.
Splash.
A splash means a gulp means when that jug goes gulp, gulp, gulp. You know, it's one of those type things. Okay, I'm going to put these in this. Oh, we need the ham package. We're going to flavor this like ham. Maybe it'll make the Brussels sprouts taste better. Because I'm having trouble fixing it to where it tastes good. Uh-oh. I almost dumped this ham packet all over me instead of in the water. This come out of the soup beans that we bought, which are her brand pinto beans. But down home, you call them soup beans because they make a soup. Okay. We put one ham packet in. And if this don't taste good, guarantee you Tammy will say, ugh.
Or you just be able to tell by the look on her face.
Yeah. Her face is so expressive. When she watches this, she's going to think we're putting her down. We're not putting you down, Tammy. Okay. Now I'm going to put in the Brussels sprouts. And I'm going to let them soak for about, along with this diced up, for about a half an hour. And then we're going to fry them in butter. And hope for the best, right, Phyllis?
Yeah.
Because I've never done this. This is just a creation I'm coming up with. Because people, I get tired of just regular food. It tastes the same. It never changes. I like change when it comes to food. Well, certain change. I don't do Chinese. There's a Japanese steakhouse up here, and I've never been to it, don't want to. But McAllister's in Bedford, that's where you need to go, peeps. You can order 2 items, like half.
Well, they call it a half spud, but it's a
whole
potato. It's a whole potato.
About the size of what we put in the oven.
Well, the smallest one we put in that was about like that big.
Yeah.
But it's a whole potato.
It's a whole potato. They call it a half spud because it's smaller than the big ones. So, if you want to eat and you want something, it's not that high priced.
No, especially not considering how much you get.
Exactly, for $24. $25.18.
For me, yeah.
For me and her. I got the broccoli soup.
A cup of broccoli soup and a half spud.
And a half a spud. And I was so full when I left there. And the people.
Didn't quite even finish the potato.
No, I couldn't eat the whole potato.
You ate most of the insides, and that was about it.
But I'm going to end the people who wait on you there and do the cleanup on the table. They called it bussing the tables when I was a waitress. They are all so very, very kind and sweet. And my experience at McAllister's, I wouldn't give it up. I loved it. That's something I'll think about for the rest of my life, probably. They really made me feel so welcome there, and I just loved it. And their food is to die for. Now, the half spud that I got, I had bacon and chili put on it, and cheese, wasn't it?
Onions?
Onion, and I also had some
sour cream
that I put on it. And I know that theirs isn't Cincinnati chili, and that's usually the only chili I like. But I'm telling you, they make good chili. It's right up there with Skyline and us, only it don't have the cinnamon. But, and I am not getting rewarded with anything from McAllister's. I just wanted to give them a shout out because they are great. And I love the people. So if you live around Bedford, where it's located on 16th,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Behind Subway.
Behind the subway station. So if you're ever there, give them a try if you haven't, because they are good. This is going to taste great. Even though I do not like Brussels sprouts.
Maybe you'll like them this way.
Maybe I can like them this way. The ones we did before were good, but they didn't leave me feeling satisfied. But Tammy loved them. She loves Brussels sprouts. And I never did like Brussels sprouts. I used to, didn't even like cabbage.
Mm.
Mom would cook cabbage and I never would eat it. Now I wish she was here to cook some for me so I could try it and see how I can improve on it. I do like fried cabbage now as long as it's fried in butter. Okay, we've now got this took care of. Sorry you had to watch me dice. But I'm going to tell you something. If you guys are praying people, or if you know praying people, or you go to church and they have a bunch of prayer warriors, please keep me in prayer. I know God's going to heal me. I have no worries about it. I didn't even worry about it when it was just being called a nodule, even though I knew it was a tumor. After it grew back, I knew that there was something with it. What we're going to do with the dredge, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Not a whole lot, because there's some in the Montreal. Putting about that much salt in it. We don't want to over salt. Do we, fellas?
No.
We did that once, didn't we? We forgot it had been brined and added salt to it. That was funny. And Memo's knife. I love that thing. We always use Memo's knife when it comes to cutting stuff, because even though that thing is over 100 years old, my ex-husband keeps it sharpened for me, and it's the best thing you ever used. Okay, we're going to put 2 tablespoons in. I guess it's, yeah. And then maybe even more than that, we got to stir it up and see if it smells good. I go by smell. I don't go by, I put this much in and no more. If it don't smell like the way I want it to taste, then it gets more added to it. And she's got a better sniffer than I have.
I can already smell it.
Does it smell good?
Yeah, I can already smell it.
Well, I think 2 tablespoons might do it then. And unlike Colonel Sanders, they don't use 11 herbs and spices anymore. And their chicken tastes bland next to mine. Sorry if anybody that works at Colonel Sanders sees this and hears this. But, I mean, the truth's truth. And like my brother-in-law Damon used to say, the truth's the truth, and it's going to stand when God burns this whole world. I love that. And speaking of God, He created a beautiful day. It's cold, but that sun is beautiful. But I understand Indianapolis is going to get in trouble. And I got to mention the fact that them drones that is flying over New Jersey and nobody knows what they are, where they're from, or what they're doing. I got a suggestion for whoever's running them. I want them to fly them over Area 51. I want to see if they stay in the sky, because it's illegal to shoot them down, and they could be carrying weapons or anything else. Sonar is probably what they're doing. They're probably checking out everything they can. But I wish they'd fly over Area 51. I want to know, are there aliens in there and a spacecraft? I'm not into UFO things. I believe it's USO, unidentified satanic objects. Because Satan is known. A lot of people don't think about the fact that Satan is known as the prince of the powers of the air. He can make you see in that air whatever he wants to. He can create bodies for the demons and make you think you've got an alien. But I believe if God created life on other planets that could harm us, that he would have told us in his word. And there's nothing in there about aliens. We're getting ready to fry up that mixture of Brussels sprouts, and I could put onion in with it too. That would probably even make it better. So I'm going to dice an onion. Is there any pieces of onion in the fridge? Okay. We're going to use a whole stick of butter here. We're going to turn it on and get it good and melted, and then we'll be turning it down and cooking it slow. But we're not breading these like we did the other one. The breading,
more cheese.
Yeah, the cheese and the breading just don't stick good, but it makes good crunchies. Oh my gosh, the crunchies are delicious. And I got your burner on for you. Okay, now we're going to also show you how to use a double boiler. This one being a jerry-rigged one. And we've turned the burner on about medium. We're going to put this in here. And when the water comes to a boil, it will heat this up and make it more fluid. We get this cheese by the gallon at Sam's Club, and it's very, very good. And this is just regular cheese spread. Well, and they also have the nacho, which the nacho's got a bite to it. It has a good nacho flavor, but they could have left out the hot pepper. But they didn't. And I don't like anything hot with spice. You put red pepper in something and do not even ask me to eat it. I do not torture my tongue. My tongue's got to keep me going for a while. At least I hope it's going to be for a while. Now, once this gets melted good, and where's that onion that you said? Okay, now we're going to get a slotted spoon so we can drain off all this water. And I need a lid for this, if you can find one. This is smelling so good. Now, people, I've only got a small space to work on, so please forgive the mess. It's a very crowded workstation, isn't it, children? And when you start doing stuff like this, You're using more and more stuff, and it gets more and more crowded here at White Sauce. Now we're going to cover this and let it cook on probably about 3. I want it to cook slowly because those Brussels sprouts are hard to get done. Let's stir this. That's getting a little warm. I don't know what I did this one. I stirred this.
Probably good. No, is that it? No. I did the thing.
I probably did, you know me. You want to keep your stuff stirred and keep an eye on it because the bell pepper and onion will kind of caramelize, and that's a good thing. See, it's starting to caramelize, and that's good. I love it like that. Heck, I like burnt bread. Burnt bologna.
Yeah, and hot dogs, if they're not as black as this, you don't want them.
Exactly. Don't bring me no brown hot dog. Okay, now we're gonna cut some thick slice bacon, and we're gonna fry it to add to the toppings that you want to put on your baked potato. Because it's illegal in my kitchen not to have bacon on the baked potato. I don't smell that. It smells like cooked cabbage. Oh, peeps, this is getting so nice and hot. You always have, there's a lot of times you have to improvise. I'd love to have a double boiler, but since I don't, I'm improvising. I'm creating my own. I love cast iron so much. People, I've got cast iron skillet for it. Every one of them are tender. But I want the inside to be well done too. And even if they are tender, they ain't got butter on the inside, and I want it all over. Oh, that one didn't cut in half, but that was my bad.
Close enough.
Yeah, that's what I say. These big ones are the ones I worry won't get done in the middle. And they're a little less tender than the others. They're not tough. They're just not super tender. And there we have it. I've got them sawed in half. That one don't want to come off the oven. It's got an attachment. It's got a little umbilical cord. Oh, that's going to be perfect. Don't you think? Well, you wouldn't like it. I don't know. My taste changed as I got older. I got to where I like health food, but when I fix it, I make it better than what most people would do. Not better, different. I can't say better on it. It's different. Okay, that cheese can be turned off. That can be put on that. Well, peeps, our taste tester has arrived.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. We done it up right this time. Now you're gonna get.
Yep. Come over here and make you.
You got to
Fix
put your
potato
fixings on top. Now, what I would do
Oh
is
gosh.
you've got to try this. Put it on top of the. Take it and make sure it's the first thing you put in,
Okay, it's done.
and then you put your cheese on top of it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Ooh, hot. Okay, let's just set up
steamy.
like that. Okay.
Now, if you want to salt it, which you can't get enough salt on a potato, there you go. And I'm going to put some of this on the side. It's caramelized Brussels sprouts.
Mm.
And you've got to try everything. Make sure you get some of the caramelized.
That looks good. That's plenty. Mm-hmm.
And this is what it looks like, peeps.
It smells good.
And this cheese we warmed up on a
Okay.
supposed double boiler. It wasn't. I just created
Makeshift.
one. It was one built of necessity.
I get our spoon for
Okay.
the cheese.
Oh,
Get a
yeah.
spoon for that.
Cheese.
Now, are you guys going to have
Where's
some?
my scoop spoon? Hold on. This is for the cheese. I knew I had a scoop spoon.
Kathy thinks that I am a giant lumberjack man that needs all. Look at that.
But
I cannot
honey,
eat that much.
let me
That's
tell you.
good enough.
Let me tell you something.
And now I'm going to put some of that on there.
A person that is here. Let me get you out of space.
Okay.
A person that is well fed is a happy person.
Okay, these are peppers and
And
onions.
onions,
Okay.
and they were soaked in salt water with vinegar
Okay.
and a little bit of seasoning salt thrown in. Or not seasoning salt, the Montreal chicken
And you want me to crunch up a bacon on there
Yeah.
too? Okay.
Put 2 or 3 because bacon makes everything better.
Bacon and butter
Oh, yeah.
and cheese.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got it all. Let's just do one half of it for now. Okay, here we go. I think I'll chase these Brussels
Yeah,
sprouts
taste
first.
Yeah, them things smell awesome.
Oh, well, I love Brussels sprouts. So,
We'll see if I did a good job.
mhm,
Are they better than the ones I fried before?
mhm. And they're tender.
They are very tender. When I went to cut them, it
Mhm.
was like they just screamed and opened up. And-
Mhm, those are good. Mhm,
Okay.
Those are.
Now the chicken
I love
is
those
made
things.
similar to the
Okay.
chicken strips, but it's not in strip form.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, peeps, you heard it here. She loved the Brussels sprouts.
Mm.
And when you bake a potato in the oven, it is so much tastier. And I think God gave me a sense of what to put together because I wasn't raised using spices and creating different things.
And that's good too. The peppers and onions on there.
Isn't that?
Mm-hmm.
You know how I got the idea?
Mm-mm.
Racks. When there was Racks restaurants, they did that. Only they didn't put Montreal chicken seasoning in it, and I wanted to give myself an edge, people.
That's a 10 and a 10 and a 10.
All right, you heard it here, and if you try it, you're going to get
She needs to
love.
open up her own little shop, her own restaurant.
And I can't afford it. Elon Musk disowned me as his wife. That was a joke, people. I don't know Elon Musk. Well, we want to thank you for your time. And yeah, my kitchen's a mess, but I have very little room to move around. I washed my dishes as I go, but I didn't have room. But we want to thank you for your time watching this video. And I learned to cook different things out of necessity. I didn't like certain foods, but I learned how to make it in the way that I liked it. So we will see you again next week.